Thanks. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, miniseries, and long-running campaigns. Basically, if it's a TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. My name is Sam, she, her, she, they, and you can usually find me at Scribbling Penny. No, not anymore. Sammy Scribbles, sorry, on Twitter. But tonight I'm going to be here running some Symbaroum, the 5e version. And it's going to be a little dark. It's going to be a little horror. If you've ever ran a game with me, you know I usually go dark, but I'm pretty excited. And as you can see, I have a super fabulous cast tonight. But before we introduce them, I just have a few announcements to get through. We have 3 sponsors, HeroForge.com, Epidemic Sound, which you are going to hear tonight, and Soul Muppet Publishing. You can use our links, which are going to be posted in chat by our lovely mods to support us and the content we make. And if you want to check out any of our previous streams, we have hundreds of hours of content just waiting on our YouTube channel. So if you want to support us in our community by checking out our merch, you can find that on our website at lostcaravanrpg.com. So I'm just going to go around and let everyone introduce themselves. We're going to go ahead and start with the wonderful and illustrious, that beautiful beard, Matt.
Yes, hello. Thank you so much. My name is Matt, he, him pronouns. You can find me everywhere as Improv and RPG. And this evening I'll be playing Lo Zhu, an elderly man who used to serve in the military, but he's kind of chilling now. He has started a little bit of a bakery, so I'm very excited for that. And of course, I'm rocking the beard because I can't grow one in real life, so this is me living through my character. But thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to play.
That's awesome. That's what we do. We just, anything we can do, we can role play it. We can get some of that. Perfect. Anna.
Yes, I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG performer, producer, and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter and most other social media at Archival Dust Bun. And tonight I will be playing Alindra, the Ambrian noble scholar. Don't ask too many questions.
Word. Don't ask questions. Oh my gosh. After Anna, we have Mir. Meyer. Sorry. You're muted, my friend.
I'm smart. I'm Mir. She, her pronouns. You can find me most places on the internet as Mir Draws. And I am playing Marley, who is a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed young warrior about to go on her first adventure. She's very excited to be adventuring with her mentor, Lo, and is very, very excited and possibly a little too sheltered for this.
Just a little bit. If you guys saw the live tweet, it said first adventure to Symbaroum. Will they come back? Who knows? Totally directed at them. Spencer.
Hello. I'm Spencer, he, him pronouns. You can find me at SpencerDVA on Twitter, Discord, etc. Tonight I'll be playing Henbane, an Earth Genasi warrior who trying to figure out things for him still. But let's say he's probably here thinking that he can atone for past sins, but who knows?
Who knows, indeed. And Varg.
Hi, oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Varg. I'm going to be playing Huthiar, the troll singer. My pronouns are he, him, and you can't find me anywhere.
The mystery. What is beneath the cloak? Other than that, I'm super excited to play with this cast. I've been wanting to play with most of these people for like ever. And it's been a while since I've ran a stream, so I'm super excited. We will be using safety tools tonight, X card, N card, O card for the chat. Make sure that you are also taking care of yourselves. We will be getting into some horror like topics. There will be some brief blood and gore. I'll try not to get too descriptive of anything. There might be bugs. There might be other things that are kind of illustrated by a dark fantasy setting. So if it's getting a little bit too much for you who are viewing, make sure you just walk away for a little bit, then come back, because your safety is just as important as the cast as well. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it because I am super excited to be here in Symbaroum. So to sort of set the scene, we are going to begin our journey in Thistlehold. It's nestled within this desolate and murky landscape. The forest behind it, just dark and foreboding, almost like a solid wall of green. There lies this small, sort of forlorn town. The air is thick with this oppressive dampness that seems to cling to every surface, saturating like the very essence of the place. The town is surrounded by this thick wall on all sides. You can see the gate. If you look a little bit closer at the wall, you do notice the wood is rotting and stained by years of neglect and constant sort of exposure to the elements. But as you approach the town, your gaze is sort of drawn upward to this towering beacon. This sort of grim monument that rises above all these decaying and dilapidated buildings. It's bright at the top, aflame. You would know that it is the beacon of the town of Thistlehold, something for adventurers that are within the forest to find their way home if they're able to see the light through the thick woods that grow around the woods of Davakar. But our group finds themselves in a small tavern, in a back room, sort of huddled together. There is a small fire in the fireplace, but it almost seems as though the wood is so wet that it is hard to catch. It seems like they've just been throwing whatever they could on it to sort of bring some warmth to this place. But you still feel chilled. Seated at the head of the table is a very thin, wiry man. He seems young. He doesn't have any beard or stubble on his face. Head shaved. He's wearing gray robes, probably from the Ordo Magica that is outpost here. But he's wringing his hands, definitely seems nervous as his eyes are just sort of darting around but avoiding any of your direct eye contact. He'd gathered you here either for coin, for adventure, or maybe just out of the goodness of your heart of wanting to help him. But you meet together at this designated meeting place, but who would get there first? Who's timely? Who thinks that they would be early or on time for this meeting?
I think Alindra would very much be early, to get a look at the place and the people that she's meeting with, and to pick a good... She knows how important it is to have a good seat in any meeting. So she would try to get there first, to have her first pick.
Perfect. And what does Alindra look like?
She's a woman in her late 20s, kind of fair skin, red hair pulled back in a bun. Her traveling clothes are well made, and at first glance they look like they have wear, but those who are very perceptive, who have spent a lot of time on the road, I think would notice that some of it looks staged, like she wore down the clothing to make it look like she's been on the road longer than she has. And she has some gear, but not a ton with her. And I think she takes her time. She gets there quite early, I think. Spends some time on the street, spends a little bit of time inside the building, and then eventually, right around the meeting time, makes her way back to the room where we're supposed to meet in.
Perfect. Does anybody else join? The individual will sort of keep rubbing his hands together so he can't get warm. We're still waiting for the others, but if you want to grab a drink, it's on me.
Do they serve anything of quality here?
I mean, probably not to your expectations, but they do have a good mead. They'll put a little bit of warmth in you.
I'll take my chances then, I guess. And she'll get up and head for a drink.
Perfect. Who would come next?
Huthiar. Right. Oh, no, go ahead.
Go for it. No, go for it.
All right. Huthiar would he would probably get there relatively early because his goal is to scope the place out, to keep an eye on who's there. Entering town and leaving behind a rather large dog that is a little bit bigger than a dog should be and rather feline and poisonous looking. He would head on into the tavern. He's about 9 feet tall and wearing a mask that looks very much like a troll's face. And he has like little wooden boots, so it looks like he's a performer of some sort, impersonating a troll.
The man's eyes will look up from his seated position. You sort of see that shocked expression on his face that I'm sure you've grown used to. Well, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We're still waiting on the others, but if you would like to, I don't quite know what it is that you would like, but waiting on the others.
Oh, nothing at all. I can't drink through this mask anyway, so if you just want to, I'll get something to go. Do they do to go here? Can you roll it? If it's large enough, if I buy enough that they give me the barrel, can I roll it out later? It's okay. You're allowed to speak.
I'm sure if you talk to the barkeep, they might be able to, but I
will do so. Thank you for your permission.
Yes, you're welcome.
Huthiar will sit down.
Like scoots away. It's okay though.
Marley is very, very excited about this, so if she can manage to drag Lo there a bit early, she probably will. But it's probably not too early. It's probably like maybe 5-10 minutes ahead of time, just because she's not necessarily the most... she's not necessarily great at being on time. So it might be Lo that's dragging her instead.
I'd say that Lo would dispense a little wisdom and say, well, if you really want adventure, timeliness is of the essence. Sometimes just a few minutes can mean the difference between life or death.
So she will be ready on time and get there just a few minutes early, dragging Lo behind her. Dragging, however Lo chooses to follow. She's probably about average, maybe slightly taller than the average woman, Embryon woman. She doesn't look frail. She's got a bit of a rounder face, You can tell from her clothes that there is, muscle under there. She's not she's not stick thin or anything. She's wearing clothes that are probably a little too clean and new for this environment. Her armor and her, the glint of metal that you can see of her weapons in the sheath, or her shield, it's all very, attentively polished, even if it does have some scratches, and has seen some use, definitely. But it's all just a little, like, it doesn't have that sheen of travel or grime of living on the ground. She's got brown hair and eyes. Her hair is just kind of loosely pulled back out of the way, and her energy is practically bouncing. She's very excited to come in and look around and find the person and head right on over the table.
Perfect. They seem almost taken aback by your energy and excitement, and aren't sure if they should stand or stay seated as you come in, just from the energy that you seem to be exuding. But he will sort of gesture towards Varg and Alindra and be like, we've almost got everybody here. If you want to join them in sitting. But
thank you.
Yes, no, thank you for coming.
Of course, yes. I'm eager to find out what exactly our task is. And she'll pull out a chair and take a seat and look for Lo behind her.
When you look back, I'd say that you can kind of hear just some mumbling and grumbling. It's like, oh, the stairs up to the place, I can't believe it. But eventually you'd see his kind of slightly hunched figure step in through the doorway, and I'd say he stands about 5'6". There's a bit of a hunch in his back. He used to be maybe 5'9", 5'10", but the years have taken those inches away. He's about, I'd say, probably early mid-60s. You see a long white beard, white hair. He's wearing a cloak, and his overall his clothes look very comfortable, though to a keen ear you would hear just a faint clinking of metal underneath, because of course he is wearing a little bit of chain, because he's not as spry as he used to be, and so he's afraid that he doesn't want to ruin his precious pupil's first adventure. But if he accidentally gets hung up on a little bit of metal on a fence or something, but he'll eventually catch up and say, I'm sorry about the delay. My legs aren't what they used to be.
Marley has gotten back up to pull his chair out for him.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, my knees. Ooh. What's there to drink around here?
Well, I don't work here, but they do have a mead, and I wouldn't drink the water if I were you. It tastes. This will hold it. It's.
Oh yes, I'm all too aware. Is that tea?
If you could describe it as that.
Oh yes, I would love to. Please.
Oh, let me get it. And she'll bop on over to the bar.
Thank you, my dear.
Get them both tea. She'll come back with it.
Perfect. It's definitely like, it seems as though some leaves were just thrown into the water, not even strained out. It's this very murky, sort of off-green color. But it's tea.
I love a tea with a good chew to it.
Ooh.
Perfect. And henbane.
Yeah. So probably more importantly, before you see Henbane, you most likely hear him. Just a hulking, about 7-foot tall Earth Genasi. Carrying what looks like mostly gear for battle with him. Sort of crossed across his back, you see both a great sword and a maul. And he also has 2 hand axes strapped to his sides. I guess he probably has to, like, duck underneath the doorway a bit. Sort of this, dark, brownish gray skin, white hair that is braided back. Kind of probably looks at the first individual he sees as he walks in. Which way for the job?
Back room? That's where they're all going.
Just doesn't acknowledge and walks to the back room.
Perfect.
We'll probably just stand in the corner.
Great. You're all here. I just want to give my gratitude that you all decided to come. My name is Faraz. I've tried to get multiple people to help, but it was a difficult thing. Everything from him just exudes nervousness. I'm hoping that you will to hear the pleas that I have to. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. My younger brother decided to go on an adventure with the Ordo Magica and to Davakar. They're looking at ruins or something, but it's been 14 days since I've heard anything from him. And I don't know if any of you have siblings, but I feel like something wrong has happened, something bad. And I mean, I've sold everything to fund an expedition to go out there and to try and find him and see what's happened. And so that's where you lot come in. I mean, I'll pay handsomely if you were to go to the. I found a location that I think they're at, and if you go to this location and find my brother, bring him home. I mean, he seems at a loss for what to say. Like, he had prepared some sort of grand speech that, as you guys were assembled here, has become totally lost in his words. He doesn't know how to elaborately get you guys on his side to help him. But he sort of just has this plea, this look of desperation as he looks around the table at the 5 of you, hoping for like some sort of cue, some sort of like body language that you guys are willing to help him at all.
Alindra, I think, pushes a goblet of wine that is more vinegar than anything a little further away from her, and leans forward a bit. Do you know what ruins they went to?
I forced one of the novices from the Ordo Magica to give me the location. I've drawn a map for where I think they are, but
You forced it out of him?
I mean,
Good for you. All right, I'm more interested.
oh no, yes. You know how
Information
they
taken under duress is more useful. I get it.
you know how they protect ruins. You could get a lot if you bring stuff back, and the Ordo Magica more than anyone else. But yes, I think I know the location. And he pulls out a folded piece of paper, but keeps his hands on top of it. Waiting to see if you guys will accept it or not before he passes along this information, but still making this mistake to bring this paper out first.
Marley is looking to Lo, like she's looking for his cue of what he's thinking, or if he's interested in going for it.
All right, go ahead. I see the look in your eyes.
She turns back to Varaz, and we're in.
Fantastic. Yes, excellent. Thank you. He looks towards Henbane and Varg, or the other large man. I'm not gonna lie. It will be dangerous. So I hope that all of you might be able to join in on this.
Fine.
It will pay well. I promise.
Define
Alright.
well.
I can give $50 each now, and then another 50 on your return, and any artifacts that you find in the ruins you can keep and sell.
Fine by me.
And he casts this sort of figurative look over at the troll, not troll type figure.
Yeah.
I just don't. Will you be joining in this expedition as well? Oh, and another thing, I have passes into Davakar for all of you, expedition passes, so that you can venture into the forest. And anyone that has sort of been around Thistlehold or gone adventuring into Davakar knows that you need a permit in order to enter the forest. At penalty, if a Queen's Guard catches you or one of the Rangers, you will have to pay a pretty steep fine or go to jail here in Thistlehold. So it is something that you need to have in order to explore into Davakar. But yes, I have explorer's passes that I was able to procure if on top of the reward as well.
Yes, the queen who's decided that she decides who goes in and out of a forest outside her reach. How splendid. Yes, I'd love to have her token passes. Indeed. Go on, hand it over.
Yes, he like slides the passes into the middle of the table.
UTR puts like a giant green hand
No,
onto the table, like slams it, and starts passing them out very gently to everybody. Like, oh, hey, there you go. There you get yours. Fantastic.
Thank you.
right, fantastic. And it literally is just a piece of paper, with a stamp from the queen. Nothing fancy, nothing too detailed or ornate, but it is a pass that you need to go into Davakar. And this is the map to the ruins. I ask that you keep it as secret as you can. It is very much depending on how you get there. I've mapped it out, and you could either, and he unfolds the map to the forest, which I will share over here.
I think Alindra leans forward and grabs it.
Oh, okay, right. Well, you see here that this will hold right here on the edge of the forest, of course, because that's the gateway. Sorry, but the ruins are off of the Magamore River, right in the center. If you go straight through the forest, it's about a 10 days travel. But if you take the woods, the river. Sorry, I can't speak. Right, if you take the river, you could probably cut that time in half. But that's all I can think to share. Sorry. Do you have any questions?
Are you coming with us?
I was hoping not to. I don't think I'd be much of a benefit to the lot of you out there.
Old man, you seem wise. Should we take a job from someone who's not cowardly enough to beat up a novice, but is too cowardly to go save their own sibling?
Well, I've found that it can be, and I'd say in this case, Lo is really looking at Roz, just to kind of like comfort, say, it can be hard to ask for help sometimes, and you can see that it's clear that, well, he seems afraid, and well, with people such as us, strapping, powerful people such as us, I'm sure we can handle it without their pair of hands.
Wise.
Well, thank you. Chews on tea.
Do you know? We lost sound.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
All right. I think we have sound again.
Maybe.
Perfect. Chat, if you could hear us, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, I definitely heard Hoop drop.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Cool. Thank you, Mr. Spookerson. All right. Now that we're back, he's definitely looks grateful towards Lo for his intervention, and looks even more sort of nervous around the other individuals, around Hutiar in particular, but no, I would be grateful for anything that I just want my brother back home. He's young. He didn't know. I mean, he's just looking for adventure, and I hope that nothing has befallen him. But I just have this feeling in my gut that something is wrong. He was sending word nearly as often as he could, and now nearly a fortnight without any word. I can't help but think that something might have happened. So even if you can't bring him home because he is busy or something, but if you could get word to me from him that he's safe. That's all I want to know, is if he's safe.
Can I ask you one question about your brother?
Yes, please.
What is his name?
Paladin.
Kaladin?
Paladin.
All right. I have a follow-up question.
Of course.
Is there anything that only your brother would know that no one else would know? Just in case. I don't know. You can never be too careful.
Not sure that is an interesting question. Let me think. When we were young, we thought it would be fun to, see how far we could go into the forest, across the fire line. And he fell into some tangled vines and got some pretty good scars across his calves. He's just a normal kid. There's not really anything that I could think of that. I mean, if you just say that his brother is looking for him.
All right. I promise you that we will bring Paladin back alive, completely fine.
You promise?
Yes, I promise.
Insight check.
I am also interested in reading this individual I may be traveling with.
I don't believe this stranger for a second. 22.
Oh, snap. I mean, I tell you that you can tell that Lo is not sure, but Lo is just saying this to try to make Vraz less nervous and less concerned.
He gives that scrutinizing squint towards Lo. It just doesn't say anything.
Lo will give a little wink.
Excellent. Well, are there any other questions that I can answer? I've reserved rooms here. I wasn't sure if you wanted to go now or in the morning. Make plans, that sort of thing. I'm not the adventuring type. I don't know how this works. But if you have any more questions that I might be able to answer.
Do we already have boat passage?
No, I didn't think that far ahead. I do have Fowler. Again, I said I'd give you 50 now and 50 later when you return, but other than that, it's you could take a boat or you could simply go through the woods. You are a lot more experienced than I am.
I guess we should at least take a night to get to know each other. It seems like you two, pointing towards Lo and Meryl. How do you say that name one more time, Mira? I'm sorry.
Marley,
thank you. Is pointing between Lo and Marley. It's like you two seem like the only ones who know each other. If we're going to work together, we should probably at least learn something about each other.
Right.
Well, excellent. I will get food brought. Drink. The room is yours.
Great.
But thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking on this quest for me, and anything that I can do to help. He looks even more nervous. His eyes just sort of go darting around the room, but he does try to look a little bit calmer, but it's doesn't quite seem to be working. It's like when somebody's pretending to be calm, but they're like overdoing it.
Do we get the sense that he's nervous specifically about his brother, or that there's something he's not telling us? Can we tell that by his demeanor?
Insight check.
Absolutely. Would I have advantage on this one?
Yes.
It's a 23 on a nat 20.
God.
Wow.
Yes. He is nervous. He does genuinely seem concerned for his brother, but there seems to be something more in the way that his eyes continually dart towards the doorway, towards the windows. It's almost as though, like, you've seen this in your line of work, as though he's continually planning an escape route.
Alindra looks up from the map that she's been studying. Are you sure there's nothing else that we need to know before heading out on this adventure?
I told you all that I could think of. Just the ruins are off the river that they've been working on, and there hasn't been. Are you want to try a persuasion check or intimidation?
Ooh.
Do persuasion. Yeah, roll 20 gives and then takes away. That's an 11.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, he definitely is just sort of, again, you see his eyes darting around, but no, I just need my brother. I got all the information that I was able to get for you.
Are you expecting someone? You keep looking at the window and the door.
No, I just, I mean, the map I gave you, of course, any, I mean, you know, the Order Magica, they guard their secrets. They don't exactly want everyone knowing where ruins are in case, you know, fortune hunters decide to go.
Is it wise for us to sleep here?
I was thinking the same.
And Alindra, was it?
Yes.
You seem well traveled. Should we trust this novice to stay under a roof that they so quickly want to escape?
I think our specific plans may be better discussed in private,
And
away
perhaps
from
on a
such
brisk
individuals.
walk.
I'm sure. It's just you all just are very strong adventurers, and it's just one of me here. Anyone would be nervous.
Of course, we understand completely. I don't think we have any more questions for you, though. We'll let you know whether or not we find your brother.
Thank you. No, thank you. I mean, I will continue to check back here for word of your arrival back here. This will hold.
Alindra has already looked back down at the map, clearly dismissing this conversation.
Right. Of course. I'll leave you to it, eh? He stands up. Thank you all. I'll just be going then. Let you do your discussions.
The money to start, so we can see about arranging boats and all that.
Right. From the inside of his robes, he, in very typical fantasy setting, he drops this thick sack of baller onto the table with that sort of heavy clink. Yeah, it should all be there. I mean, if you want to count it, I can wait. But 50 for all of you. He takes a step back. Anybody make a move for the bag?
Henbane's just gonna pick it up. Opens it. Is the correct amount of money in there?
Well, do you take them out coin by coin to count?
Is he that? Yeah.
I have an inspector racial ability. Can I gauge by the weight? Can I use my my investigation check to sense the value of that bag?
Yeah. And I think Lo also has an ability to
Yes.
count.
The
So you guys could,
assessment.
yeah, both roll at advantage for it if you would like.
Thank
21.
goodness for advantage.
Perfect. It still works. From what you were both able to gather, from the weight of it, just from being able to look at a group of numbers, I mean, Lo, you're used to counting coin. it seems as though everything is in order. Every single piece of thaler that you would think is right there.
I think it's going to be a good day today.
Right. Like I said, all there. So, I'll be going to leave you to preparations then. Or I could stay if you need questions answered more. But that one didn't seem to think my presence was still needed.
Go ahead. Oh, maybe at some point we can find you if we need anything, but I think we're good.
You have the passes, you have the money, and the map. That's everything. I'll be off then. But again, thank you for agreeing to help me. And he will turn and leave. The five of you here in this very cold, somehow damp room, despite the fire, despite the warm drinks, around a table that is too small for the lot of you, and chairs that seem to pull splinters into your clothing. Stale bread on the table, chewy drinks, and vinegar.
He wasn't mistaken. This knowledge is quite dangerous to have.
That's exciting.
I knew you were in when he said quest.
Why wouldn't I be? Look, we can help someone. That's a good thing.
True. You all. I'm sorry. My name is Lo. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
I'm Marley.
Elindra, it's a pleasure.
Uthayar. It's good to have money.
You're very large.
Yes, I'm an actor. That's part of being an actor, is being large.
Oh. Well, that's exciting.
It's like a cook should be rounder, and an actor should be more visible from the stage.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henbane, and frankly, if Heldon is anything like his brother, he's probably already dead.
Did we specify if we need to bring him back alive?
I did. I promised.
Well, we already got 50.
I mean, they didn't say that they said we'd get the other 50 when we got back. Not with brother.
Yeah,
But back with word.
And as the man seemed a bit as the messenger seemed a bit terrified. I don't believe it would be wise to stay under this roof tonight. I will make my camp outside the walls of the city.
And we could find another inn, or if we're going to camp outside anyways, perhaps we find a boat and start making our way.
Yeah.
I will leave that up to you all. You all seem well-prepared travelers, especially this Henbane fellow. If you have as many brain cells as you have armaments, I think we're good to go.
He gives he gives Hootyar that look of like, I already don't like you.
Oh no!
Yes.
Udiar's
Great.
definitely like with the big wooden mask on. It's like there's a chance that he meant that as a compliment, but it just doesn't translate well.
Fantastic.
Perfect. So you guys know that you can take the road south out of Thistlehold and then go to the city of Karun in order to get a boat. That would probably be about a 3 days travel, but at least it will be on a road. But Thistlehold is also the gateway to Davokar. And many well-worn trails have been made, at least in Light Davokar, in order to find various ruins. So you could either go as the crow flies or take a boat, because based on the map that he has, you know that the ruins are next to a river that you can get up to.
Well, he said it was about 10 days to get there by just walking and about 5 days by water. So
Yes.
if we go by water, we tack on an additional 3 days to get to the river, I assume.
So 8 days compared to 10 days. But you also know that the waterways are just as treacherous as going through the forest. One is you face beasts of nature and of the forest, or the other way are vagabonds and other such bandits on the riverways. So there are dangers in both ways. It just is a decision of what sort of danger you wish to face.
Have any of you traveled into Davokar before?
Extensively.
What would you suggest?
Personally, if we're dealing between a human vagabonds and vagabonds or the beasts of the forest, I choose the vagabonds every time.
That also cuts our time within Davokar from 10 days to 5.
Are you more comfortable in the forest or on the road?
The roads are safer in general. I'd rather spend that 5 days not walking if I can help it.
We'll certainly be more rested if we haven't walked for 10 days.
At the very least, we can try and reason with people. We can't reason with monsters most of it.
I hardly see a difference in these times. But you know best.
The contrast is getting me. It's killing me.
I love it so much. So
Well, I vote for the road and the waters.
I'm with you. It sounds like there will be less walking, and you know how I feel about walking.
I do.
And it seems like the waters it is.
Excellent.
GM, as we were preparing to head to the city, with my ability contacts, would I know anybody in the city who could get us a boat? A merchant, perhaps?
Roll me a d6. Evens yes, odds no.
That's a 6.
There you go. Evens yes.
Nice.
I think I know somebody who can help us find a boat once we get there. I don't think tarrying here, though, is wise with how nervous our patron was.
Agreed.
That makes sense.
Perfect. By now you hear the patter of rain against the thatched roof of the building, again adding even more moisture and dampness to this already sort of bleak and grim inn that you find yourselves in. But it's probably early evening by now. A very odd time for a meeting. It wasn't night, it wasn't morning. Almost as though they were trying to find a time that would seem least likely to gather a group of people together. Either they'd be at work or some other sort of thing. But what sort of preparations are you guys making before heading out on the road? And where are you going to be staying tonight, or are you going to start your adventure right now?
That's a good question.
So Marley is the least experienced person here, so she's probably looking to low.
Yeah. Because you also know, are you walking, or are you going to try to procure horses as well? You do.
That was what I was just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I can tap into, or I can try to tap into my own contacts to see if I can get us horses. That's going to be a charisma persuasion check, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's difficult. Especially finding a horse that can carry Henbane and Hutiar. You're not able to find that strong of a steed here in Thistlehold that are willing to carry them. So you do feel like through your contacts, you would be able to find a horse for like yourself, Alundra, and Lo, but not for the other two in your party.
Oh, she'll get those three then. Because better some than none.
Yeah.
Also, she's excited. So,
I mean, and they give it to you for $1 a piece as well.
okay.
So I'll give you feed and saddle, bridle, everything that you need for that.
Okay.
While you're there, can you pick me up a large, like, cambison, something to cover an animal with?
Probably.
I will spot you the money.
Okay. And she'll see about getting that. If that's something she can get.
So just a large canvas.
Yeah, like the they put on horses, like that covers like their entire face and their bodies.
Oh, that kind of thing, yeah.
Barding.
Yeah. Definitely something that you're able to find. They have those to train the horses that they take into Davakar to not run away so quickly and be as frightened. So yeah, it is something that you are able to procure.
Gotcha. She's also probably going to pick up extra rations. Just, try to make sure there's food and water.
Yeah, sounding like an experienced adventurer.
Very prepared.
Lo taught her well.
Perfect. And then where are you staying?
If anyone else
next?
is shopping.
Yeah. Let's do our shopping montage.
Hutiar lets other people shop for him for no reason. Just, if you're already going out.
What is Hutiar doing while you send others on your errands?
Is anyone else staying here in the same room as him?
Ooh. I mean, I think
That is an ominous question.
I think Henbane probably already has what he needs.
Yeah, you seem ready to battle.
So he's probably still there. And I think
So Henbane would be aware that the moment that they lock the door or that they close it, Hutiar would be like, all right, one moment. And he would go over to the door and he would like put a chair up against the knob and he would take like a little wooden toad that's made out of the same like wood of his mask and he put it on the chair. And then he would comfortably relax. Finally.
Is this a security thing?
Yeah, so if they get through the frog, they then have to get through you.
You see him sort of uncap his water skin, and probably I'm assuming there's some sort of cup here in the room. Pours a suspiciously viscous red liquid into the cup and just sort of sips from it.
Hutiar will look over at like one of the cups that are on the bar and will it towards him, and it would kind of like float through the air into his hands.
As in like the cup he's drinking from?
It is now the cup he's drinking from. It was the cup that Lo was drinking from with the chewy tea.
Cool.
And it has now traveled about 6 feet across the table in the air to his hand.
Easily, as soon as the cup hits your hand, you get that sort of uncomfortable tang of iron hits your nose.
Oh, he's hitting him?
Oh, no. As in, like, sorry, like the scent of iron hits your nose from the cup.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Alrighty. As if to get rid of the smell, he, like, puffs, like, rose scent onto the cup to make it, like, smell and taste better.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's drinking it?
Wait, is it... Did you grab the cup that Henbane was drinking from, or was it a different one?
Oh, no, it was the one that Lo had.
Oh!
Okay,
oh,
so...
my apologies.
Oh, no, yeah,
yeah,
it was
okay.
the one with the chewy tea.
Oh,
I was a little
okay.
confused.
Never mind. My apologies.
So, like, Hutiar gets the cup of the chewy tea, and, like, he sparks it with, like, a gust of something from his hand that wasn't there, and he's just, alright, now it tastes slightly better. And when people try to get back to the room after grabbing the stuff, he'll disarm the chair and the toad. If the toad does anything, maybe it's a religious thing, who knows?
When Marley went out, I think I stepped out with and then stuck by Lo. Just have a little chat while everyone's kind of separated.
Awesome.
You seem to be, I mean, no offense, but quite in your years for an adventure like this.
Oh, yes. I would have been just retired, but, well, I just want to make sure that she's safe. Just kind of gesturing towards Marley.
She seems excitable.
Yes, reminded me of me when I was younger. Though that seems eons ago.
How did you two meet? Are you family?
As far as I know, we're not. But my memory has been fading, so, I believe I
I run a bakery, and though it is quite a workout, every now and then, every morning, as part of, I guess, habit, I would go out and train a little bit. Just a swing of a wooden sword here and there, and I'd like to imagine that she saw something. I might have lost a step or two, but there might have been a little bit of grace, I hope. But since then, she's been my star pupil.
Am I mistaken, or is she of noble blood?
Oh, honestly, I forgot. But I will say, there's no nobler. But what about you? You seem very, very intelligent. As far as everything that went on in that meeting, I could tell that you had quite the keen eye. What got you involved in this sort of thing?
Just an interest in the ancient ruins. I'm a scholar.
Oh, I see. Are you hoping to find anything in particular?
I don't know if I'm looking for anything in particular, but something to, I guess, leave my mark. A lesser daughter of a minor noble house doesn't have many avenues to do that in this world, so a discovery would be quite the way.
Yes, indeed. Well, if there's anything that I could do to help, in my younger years, I tried to set up my own legacy, and I may have learned a thing or two in hindsight, but anything I could do to assist, please just let me know.
I will keep that in mind. In the meantime, I'd like to try your baking sometime.
Oh, great! And he's gonna dig into his clothes and just pull out a full baguette. It is like, I have perfected this recipe. Please, the crumb is immaculate. It's not to say, I know that whenever you're at a tavern, you're not supposed to bring in outside food. So I was keeping this on the down low, but I would love for you to have it.
I don't think what they serve here can count as food, so I don't know that you'll offend anyone.
Ah, clever.
You try the baguette, Alindra?
Yeah, to be polite, I will break a piece off and try it. I'm going to save most of it because we're going to have rations for the next however many days, but I will try a little bit of it, yeah.
Lo, is it actually good?
Yes. So Lo, oh my gosh, Lo has been tirelessly feeding and continuously producing this sourdough baguette, the yeast every day. That's his ritual. When he left, he told this young man who is watching his bakery for him. His name's Jeremiah. He was like, make sure you feed the yeast. Make sure. It's like he's been working on this for years. It's been continuously just a little change here and there, but you get a nice crumb, a nice I'd say the outside you get a good chew to it, but on the inside it's got a soft and a little bit of a tang to it. It just kind of warms your heart, in spite of the fact that it's been in his robes for a little bit, but it's good.
Yeah, Lindra looks visibly surprised. I haven't had anything this good in quite a while, thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I would like to ask you, Anna, so I can take a second pupil. Would you mind if I took you as a pupil for some mechanical benefits?
Oh.
I'm going to say yes. I feel bad saying
yes!
yes for reasons I'm not going to explain, but I will say yes.
Let's go!
Make dangerous decisions.
Fantastic.
I feel like Lo needs to like broach this topic with Alindra and be like, going on this adventure with me, I can teach you some things. Like, how would Lo like bring this up?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd imagine that there'd just be little steps where, like, it would be all under the guise of bread. Every little bit of wisdom would be about like, sometimes you have to wait, for the things you want. Like, if you want to make a name for yourself, you can do it the quick way, but, well, the longer it takes, sometimes it's just all the more sweeter. And just little tidbits of wisdom like that.
This is the start of Marileigh's proofing journey.
Oh, yes!
She's just gonna be rising. It's all good.
Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of proofing journey, Marley, what are you doing? As the
shopping.
Yes.
I went out and I just like straight out the door went to get those horses, went to get that canvas, went to get rations, anything that Lo would have taught me to procure on a journey into Davakar.
Yes.
I love it. Can you roll a perception, insight? Perception is
Perception or insight? Which one?
Perception.
Perception?
Yes.
No.
No. Yeah, you're happily shopping.
Oh, snap.
Getting the horses, getting all the equipment.
Yep.
Everything is fine and dandy. Just your excitement at finally having an adventure
This
to
is
actually.
my chance.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. How far back are Alindra and Lo from you? And
I mean, that's a good question to ask them.
yeah.
If they're following me or if they're still sitting at the bar talking
Oh.
Yes.
outside of the back room.
I'd say Lo would definitely still keep Marley within like eyesight, like line of sight. But as far as distance goes, I would leave that to Alindra as far as like how comfortable she might be behind Marley.
I think close enough to keep an eye on, but far enough back that we can have this conversation without being overheard.
Secrets.
Secrets indeed. Both of you roll me a perception check.
All
Succeed
right.
where I failed.
Oh, it's a
Yes.
12. Dang it.
Also a 12.
Disadvantage.
No advantage. Moving away from that, what are Hootier and Henbane doing?
Oh no.
Okay, so Hutiar thinks that this is like the best day ever. He's made a friend.
Oh yeah.
He does not realize that that's not really what's happening.
Oh, buddy.
Adorable.
But
I mean, Marley will
alright.
be his friend.
Man of Steel. What happens if someone tries to run you down, like with a horse?
I attempt to cut the horse's legs out from under the rider.
Okay, nope, smart move because you have the great sword, right? Yeah. All right. What do you do if it starts getting too hot and you start cooking, like your flesh cooks like a clay fish?
That's not how my biology works.
It could be.
Yes, but I am the individual in question here. I know how my body works.
No, I mean we could make. No, that's not a threat. Anyway, moving on. No, that's very exciting. I like the thing you have going with the metals.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I know you said you're an actor, but he's gonna look at his hand. Would he be able to discern like that's his actual skin tone or if it's makeup?
So, unfortunately, it definitely just looks like that's just straight up his skin. He didn't think to buy gloves.
Ah.
What color are Hutiar's hands?
They are a light green, like a whitish green, like grass in milk.
That's a gross color to think about with that.
It looks like avocado's taste.
Okay, I think I kind of get it now.
In the back of your mind, Henbane, you're like, could this be a mark of corruption? Like, people's skin tone isn't normally that color. Or he's just really sick. Maybe it is really good paint.
I assume he probably has something like this in his minor adventuring gear. Actually, no. They look about the same size. He's just going to pull off the gloves that he has on. And we'll just look over to Hutiar's like, do you mind if... kind of like gesturing that he wants to put the gloves on your hands.
Is this a marriage proposal?
No!
I've not yet known you long enough, but I will consider it. What do you own?
Not much, but...
I do not know much either, but we will grow together. Maybe perhaps when this is over, but for now I will take your gloves, yes. And Hotiar will take the gloves.
Yep. You're an interesting person, and just slugs the rest of this viscous red liquid back.
Thank you, Snuggle Bunny.
I'll never get used to the taste of this stuff.
Alright, so that's Hutiar's adventures in normal conversation.
We just had a marriage proposal. So this is
This
amazing.
is as far as he's ever gotten with people. This is fantastic.
Spencer loves him. Henbane is very confused.
Perception check from both of you.
Ooh, okay.
As this awkward silence sort of falls between you, I'm sure like Hutiar is like humming this very happy tune, getting proposed to. He's making progress, and
not great for me. That's a 5.
I got an 11.
on a 1.
Oh no. Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been hearing boot falls within the tavern for a while. It's normal for people to be walking around. Is the chair still against the door with the clay frog?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. It begins to rattle as the door is attempted to push open. But back over to Marley, Lo, and Alindra. Alindra and Lo, you are watching, keeping sort of an eye on Marley as she is shopping around. And you do notice that the crowd has sort of began to thin within the marketplace. Various individuals in dark cloaks. Alindra, you would notice this, but slightly too late. You didn't notice that they were making a beeline straight towards Marley until they are already at her. Marley, you'll feel yourself roughly grabbed on the arm and sort of turned towards this Ambrian guard. We are apprehending you in suspicion of a murder. Lo and Alindra, you two are also grabbed in a similar way.
Who? A murder of who? I've been here for 4 hours.
You can save me, please, for the court. It is of a novice of the Ordo Magica. We take these things seriously.
She's at a loss for words.
Alindra and Lo, similar things are said to you two as well.
Lo is going to, like, immediately once he's grabbed, he's gonna look over and just try to see, like, I mean, as far as these guards are concerned, how old are they?
Not as old as you.
Okay.
But definitely, probably in their 30s, middle age, young.
Okay.
Very typical guards within Thistlehold.
Mhm.
Just sort of, this is what they're doing for money.
Oh. Okay.
You've dealt with them before.
All right. In that case, would I know, like, is there like a best procedure? Do I just comply immediately and deal with it later, or can I appeal to their compassion for an elderly man in pain?
Persuasion check.
All right. My arm. Oh, that's an 8. My arm. It's broken.
Enough out of you, old man. We see the weapons on you.
All right.
Alindra puts her hands up. Think you have the wrong people? Just a traveling scholar. This is an older gentleman I met. We met some new individuals today. The people you were looking for are still back in the tavern.
Persuasion check.
Not a deception? Because I know they're not
Or
the
deception.
people.
Yep, deception
Okay.
works too. Thank you.
With advantage?
Yes.
Oh snap!
Come on, roll 20. With advantage and a big bonus, still only a 12. Because roll 20 hates me.
Marley is looking for Lo, by the way, like is looking around for him, considering the fact that I'm assuming that she has already, like, probably the horses are at the stable or whatever. She's already, like, contracted for them for when they leave. But
Yeah, so Marley has been spending money. A lot of money in Thistlehold. Alindra, though, you have experienced enough adventures. The guard that is holding you, Alindra, after you say, like, the people that you're looking for over at the tavern, their grip doesn't loosen, but they sort of look at you and be like, which tavern?
GM, what was the name of the tavern?
We will call it. Make me think of a name. It's just called the Tavern.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Am I getting the feeling that he believes me, or that this ploy has... Can I do an insight check? Or so, like, can I get a vibe of, before I answer this question, how this is playing out for me, or no? Is it too quick in the moment?
I think it's too quick in the moment.
Okay, yeah. I think Alindra has the feeling that the other two can cause enough of a distraction. Because I don't think they're going to go without a fight, so... Yeah. So she gives him the name.
All right. Lead the way then. He like sort of shoves you forward. But does not let go. And is the other guards that have Lo and Marley are also following along to take you to the tavern where Kutiar and Hinbane are. And I think that's a good place to take a break.
Snap.
So we will probably be back on in probably 5 to 8 minutes, be able to give our cast a little bit of a break, let you guys run and get some snacks. But we'll be back on soon. So, and figure out what's going to go on and if we're going to be able to get on this adventure.
Yeah.
And we're back. Hope everyone had a good break. And we're about to get into some drama. I am super excited. So where we left off, Marley, Alindra, and Lo had just been grabbed by some of the guards here in Thistlehold and accused of killing a novice of the Ordo Magica. Alindra, with her quick thinking, decided to direct the guards back to the tavern where they were staying, where Hutiar and Hinbane currently are doing their nuptials. So Hutiar and Hinbane, you guys had begun to hear the rattling on the door, as though someone was trying to get in. Alindra, did you guys have anything that you had previously said to the two of them about when you would be returning, how you would returning, or just they're trying to open the door and are unable to right now?
I don't think we said anything about a time.
No.
Marley would not have thought of a code word or to give them the time or anything like that. She just went.
Wouldn't have thought of it ahead of time, but if this is us coming into the tavern, could Alindra do something?
Oh.
What is she planning on doing?
She's going to, the hand that's not being held, she's going to point at the door and yell, "They're in there, they're in there." Hopefully loud enough for the two in there to hear it.
It's a wooden door, right? We probably at least hear a muffled version of that.
Yeah, definitely. So from within, you two hear, I mean, you're not very familiar with Alindra yet, but a little bit, someone shouting there and there.
After our conversation with Alindra, aren't we considered familiar with her from a mechanical point of view?
Yes, from a mechanical point of view.
Mhm.
Then, as soon as we hear that, I am going to use message as a cantrip, and I am not required to take any corruption for it because I do it as a song.
Oh,
Nice.
beautiful.
So as long as Alindra is within 120 feet and we're familiar with her, when we hear her voice saying "they're in there," I'm going to whisper a short message being like, "Did you betray me? Who are you bringing here?"
Yes.
And only Alindra can hear it, as if it's a whispered song.
But I have to answer out loud, right?
No, I think you can answer back mentally.
It says you reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
Does it have to be a song?
It doesn't have to be
I
a song,
know.
but mine thematically.
Linda's not going to sing to you.
Dang it.
Marley would.
Yeah, then if only he can hear it. No complications. We've been set up. There are guards. We need you both to make a big exit.
Since there's no limit on how many cantrips I can use, I will respond with, I'm going to move the chair, prepare to get them in the way of the door. Except it's going to like, put them in the way of the door.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. Puto, you get a hero point for that.
Oh, yay!
Yes.
I don't know what that does. I'm sorry.
I think in this one you can re-roll.
Yay! Okay, cool. Thank you.
Perfect. So, Linda, you have heard the sung message.
How many guards are there currently?
3.
Only 3.
Only 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing innocent. I'm gonna keep, saying there and there. Saw them earlier. I could tell that they had a bad air about them. One of them, I think, was green. They're the ones you're looking for.
A bad air about them. And then another one that's holding low. Green skin. Oh no. Are we dealing with someone that is blight stricken?
I don't know. I'm just traveling through, seeing places. I was bored at home and thought I would come out here at least to see the edge of the forest.
Old man, did you see this too?
Yes. I think there was also some sort of monster involved. Yeah, I think there were multiple axes. I would be careful.
So, is there any indication that the guards are, at least on our side of the door, that the guards are sort of mounted up on the other side of the door?
The guard that was holding Marley has now let go and is the one that is trying to open the door.
Okay.
The other two are looking at the door, but like from what Lo was saying, they're like, I don't know if I believe him, but I feel like I should also be careful. But why would there be a monster in there with many axes?
Henbane would like to pull out his greatsword and just attempt to like shove it through the door and just impale the guard on the other side.
I was hoping to do something not action oriented yet, but kind of at the same time.
Okay.
Playing up my innocence as stepping very close to this guard, like trying to get like almost kind of next to him and behind them, like, you have to keep us safe. I don't know what we saw in there, but please just keep us safe. I'm just trying to get close to the guard. Just for positioning.
Roll deception with advantage.
Come on, roll 20.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since I rolled above a 10 tonight, so we'll see. There it is,
Hey,
25.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, you feel the grip on your arm loosening as he's like, If there's some blight-stricken creature in there, don't worry. Milady, we'll be able to get them. And as he says that, there is this sound of wood splintering, cracking under impact, as the wood sort of yields to this weapon's advance through it, and there's this resounding crash as the blade finally breaches that barrier, splitting the wood asunder, and this blood blooming in this crimson cascade, like spilling from this wound and like staining the surrounding surfaces as the guard on the other side that had been holding Marley is suddenly impaled on this great sword. And the atmosphere within the tavern sort of becomes heavy with like this mixture of shock and horror and adrenaline as witnesses begin gasping. You hear chairs shuffling back and sort of calls for help suddenly, like the second of silence before all of a sudden like chaos ensues. Henbane, what are you doing?
He's just going to, assuming, how is the guard oriented at the door? Is he just like facing it?
He was facing it.
Okay.
You have not opened the door yet, but you sort of, you know the feeling of a sword against flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And that soft sort of feeling as you hit someone. So you know that you have struck someone. And you hear chaos ensuing.
There's enough wood splintered. Can I tell that this guard's dead through the door?
You're fairly certain from the height of what you you're fairly certain.
He's just going to pull the sword out and kick open the door. That distraction you need, or are we fucking leaving?
Roll
No
initiative.
witnesses.
Oh boy.
Oh snap. Okay, are we all rolling initiative?
Yes.
I'd like to use my tactical acumen here. So when combat begins, I can take disadvantage on my initiative to give advantage on initiative to a number equal to my proficiency, which I believe would be 2. So I'd like to give that to my 2 pupils here, so they'll have advantage on initiative.
Incredible.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
All right. Advantage on your initiative then.
Thank you for that advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, let
All
me. Guess let me roll mine again for advantage.
Because that 13 is more than double what I rolled the first time.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I don't think I can get better than a nat 20, so.
Oh, true.
No.
Marley is always ready.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Like SpongeBob.
Exactly.
All right. I have no idea how to do an initiative tracker on here. But I just reset my map on accident. It is Marley. I literally just accidentally refreshed everything. Does someone have the initiative order? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, see. So it looks like first is gonna be Marley. Then Olindra, if I'm mathing correctly. Oh wait, no, then, sorry, Hootiar. Then, it looks like
Oh wait, I can
Uh,
scroll up. I'm so silly.
Here, hold on. Actually, I'll just type it. 'Cause it'll be easier that way.
No, but you're fine. All right, so Hooter, Alindra, Low, and Henbane. Oh no, Henbane, then Low. There we go. And my guards rolled horribly. All right, so Marley, what are you doing? The guard that is holding you has been impaled, but there are still 2 guards holding onto Lo and Alindre.
Okay. Probably going to be attempting to since we are now in battle, she's going to be stepping forward and seeing if she can get basically try to free Alindra from the guard. Probably hilt of the sword. She's not ready to kill yet. Using the hilt of the sword as a bashing weapon, essentially, to try to get his attention and get him disengaged from Alindra.
Perfect. Roll me an attack.
Okay. One.
That hits.
Ooh, nice.
Alrighty. Since she's using the hilt and it's bashing, do you want me to stick to the D8 or change what I'm rolling for damage?
Go ahead and do 1 d6
Okay.
plus your strength.
Okay. I'm gonna do this one with real dice because I don't know Roll20 well enough.
You are fine. So,
Plus strength. That's gonna be a 1d6. Sorry, I grabbed a d20. I'm like, why is this number so high? Like, this doesn't seem right.
Disintegrate the guard.
That's a 7.
perfect. Oops, headphone falls out. All right, Alindra. Do you have any other actions? I'm sorry, Marilyn.
No, I'm sticking to that for now.
All right.
Probably also saying, Lo, what are we doing?
This is the adventure.
Perfect.
I'm so glad this is my mentor. This is perfect. This is beautiful.
So am I still being held, or did that break me free?
I think in the moment of shock, so you're not grappled. He's let go. You're free to move however you want.
At that, Alindra, I think, plays it up a little bit, and kind of shouts and steps back as if scared. Can I use that as a bonus action to hide, not in the sense of disappearing from sight, but seeming like I'm an innocent bystander?
Roll deception with advantage.
Ooh, okay.
20.
Hell yeah, Alindra. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Fully, the guard will actually, as you retreat back, step in front of the path that you had retreated upon, as though attempting to guard you.
Yeah. I feel bad for this a little bit. As he steps in front of me, I think a very thin blade slips down out of Alindra's sleeve. And she just steps up behind him and stabs it, or attempts to stab it into his back. With, if I'm hidden with advantage.
Yep, and you get your backstab.
Ooh.
a 22 to hit.
That hits.
It's 18 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Can you describe this?
Yeah, it's very much without any ceremony, any flash. She like steps back as if in fear and lets him step in front of her to protect her. And then this blade just slips out of her sleeve and she steps up behind him, stabs, and then keeps moving in the crowd.
Perfect. He doesn't even get a chance to really understand what has happened as you sort of hit a vital organ on blood rupturing forth from his mouth, and he just crumbles to the ground, just eyes wide in shock. The other guard seems surprised that 2 of his comrades have already been taken so quickly. But it is Hutiar's turn.
We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our door is still closed, correct?
No, Henbane has kicked it open.
Oh, delightful. Then it's just one gentleman left.
Yep.
Okay. So nothing crazy here. Hutiar is going to get closer, past his new friend Henbane, and say to the gentleman that is remaining, Ich breiden in monjada. And that is an insult that means you are a rat and I will eat you. Can he give me a charisma save?
Oh, snap.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's wisdom save, not charisma. It's my charisma. Okay. He fails, so he is going to take... Nice. He's going to take 4 and has disadvantage on the next attack roll that it makes, as I viciously mock him in my trollish tongue.
Oh, hell yeah.
Perfect.
And I don't have to make any sort of corruption. So that...
So you see, how tall is Hutiar? He's like almost 8-9 feet.
He is 9.5 apparently. That's about average.
Ducking down through the doorway, pushing Bast, who he thought was a huge man in Henbane, and then towering above him, people are screaming, trying to get out of this tavern, and then just in that deep guttural voice mocking him. You see this guard take a step back, the short sword in his hands, his knuckles gripped until they are white. And it is Henbane's turn.
He's just going to approach the lone guard, slides the greatsword back into the sheath he has on his back, and will just pull out the maul and is just going to take a swing at them.
So you are sheathing a weapon, you are pulling a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Do
swing. I'm going to use my reaction to use my two-handed force, since I'm using a two-handed weapon and I'm definitely missing this attack with an 11. I'm going to use my reaction to re-roll it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there you go.
Natural 20.
Nice.
All right.
Let's see here.
Describe as you take this man out.
It's like a watermelon at a Gallagher show. Like, he just, right before he brings the maul down, pick a god and pray.
Ooh.
The room falls completely silent. Those that are still there just grappling with this brutal reality that has just unfolded before their eyes. You kind of see like it feels like time is suspended as like the consequences of like these weapons falling so early on this journey lie between all of you. Just sort of chaos and devastation etching itself in the memory of those who have bore witness to this. Just gaping in horror as they watch you guys. Outside, you begin to hear calls for people to, like, something is attacking the tavern. They need help. But what is it that you guys are going to do? You have seconds before more guards come that something else has, but you know that you are no longer able to stay in Thistlehold.
Now would be the time to leave.
Marley
Yep.
is also gaping in shock.
Yeah.
Lo is gonna go to Marley immediately and try to calm her down and say,
All right. I know this may be the first time you've seen that, but I need you to stay in control because we have to go. We have to go, Marley.
Marley, can you
Okay.
give me a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
I'm traumatizing this poor child.
20.
Oh, nice!
Or not.
Or not? Perhaps in the shock of it all, but hearing the comforting word of Lo, you're able to push through the shock of seeing your first kills.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Yes, it is.
And she's heading. She's going.
As we
There's no delay.
I believe you're saying something, Var?
oh, sorry, I couldn't tell if I was muted. As we head out, following her, he sings a little song and creates an image of footsteps going the opposite direction in the mud because it was raining earlier.
It is still raining now.
Okay, so then he's definitely gonna make like a 5-foot area where it just shows like a crowd of like footsteps going a different direction.
Perfect.
Marley is like his sheath your sword is putting her hood up. And is beelining it probably for the stables where she bought the horses. Unless anyone is going to direct her otherwise.
Lo's quite
She
a few
seems to be the
steps
smart
behind.
Right.
I'm following, I think, slightly apart, trying to blend into the crowd a bit, but moving in the same direction.
Perfect. It is different. So, and Hutiar Henbane, are you two also following the three others?
I mean, Henbane is, we're kind of with them now. Like, we just, let's not sugarcoat it, massacred 3 town guards, and a lot of townspeople saw us with them, so...
You're also not the most... You stand out in a crowd a couple feet above people.
Yeah.
But Marley, did you mention to the others that you weren't
able to get them horses?
There wasn't a chance yet, no. Probably
No.
it got mentioned,
God.
there wasn't a chance yet. She's probably, like, saying, like, as they're on the way, the horses are this way, and then probably was only able to get 3. They didn't have any for giants.
So you think the old man's gonna have to walk? Oh, me.
I did get your and I'll like pull out the canvas and like hand that over as we go.
Hutiar will take that, and then using another bit of his cantrip magic, he's going to make the cry of a wild cat come from his throat, like a as he calls his companion beast to him from the outside of the town.
Oh.
Because if we're running, I should probably let him know.
So
Are you?
what I'm hearing is I'm running.
I mean,
I
Alinda's
don't know.
not running.
Can Hutiar ride this beast or not? Is this
no,
a riding beast?
Hutiar has a pretty good speed because of the tallness. I get an extra 10 feet.
Nice.
So he's going to just be sprinting with his beast at his side.
All right. So I am going to use my villain point.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
Oh no.
And as you guys beeline it towards the stables, the first thing that guards do when a city is getting locked down in an instance like this is they block sources of exit, stables, that sort of thing. So you notice right as you're running towards the stables that there are guards already there, closing all the doors to the stables, not allowing anyone to get their horses. And so you know that if they are already, at least probably Alindra and Lo and Henbane would know this, if they're blocking stables, soon they're going to be blocking the gates out of the city. And this is a walled town. There are 4 exits to Thistlehold: northeast, south, and west.
Oh, good.
The city is surrounded by walls.
So we can clearly see then that, like, we aren't going to get access to the stables.
Yes.
Unless we can... are they still there? Have they locked it yet, or are they just guarding it?
They're in the process of locking it. There's probably 5 or so guards.
If folks are okay with it, Hutiar would like to look at the specifically Lo and say, do you
Yes.
want me to try to get your horses?
Would I tactically be able to see, like, I mean, having dealt with guards and, like, military combat before, would it be a smart choice for us to do this one, or are there going to be more and more guards that are going to be coming in and, like, stopping us to the point where we won't be able to get out?
You are a seasoned veteran. These 5 guards, based on what you just saw at that tavern, you guys could probably take them out. But tactically, the time that it would take to fight those guards, they'll probably call for reinforcements. You'd be drawing attention to yourselves. All this is going through your head as you're making plans. They're going to be looking for people on horses. Do you think that's going to be the safe target?
Hutiar, I think that, I think we have to leave the horses. Marley, I know you worked hard, but we're gonna have to leave them behind.
Nope, that's fine. Nope, I'm okay with that. I didn't want to sacrifice myself anyway. Thank you. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
I think you're muted, Marley.
No, I just hadn't said anything.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, good.
You're just so expressive.
Marley is kind of panicked.
What's the closest gate to here?
Let's see. So you could either closest gate, you're sort of in the middle. You could either go south, but that immediately leads there's about that's the gate to Davokar, or you could go west, which is east, sorry, is the one, which doesn't lead out towards the city. It leads that you were wanting to go to. It leads the opposite direction. So the city you were wanting to go to is west. You're in this part where the south and east gates are closest currently.
South and east gates. Oh boy.
So basically our choices are go the
city
direction
route.
we don't want to go or go into the woods.
You could go around the city still, turn around. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to the woods, because you also know that between Thistlehold and the woods, there is about 20 yards of land that has just been cleared. Thistlehold calls this the fire line because they wanted to know if people were or monsters were approaching from the forest to Thistlehold. So it is a land that is completely flat, and you know that you could be seen there.
Can we see which gate is the busiest at the moment? Where are people heading if people are heading out of the city?
Make me a insight check or perception.
Okay. 11.
It's really hard to tell. You can see just people are running in every which way. Mud is sloshing. Rain is coming down hard. The buildings are tall. You can't tell which gate is busiest, but from experience, you know that south would probably be least because it is leading to the forest. East would be more because it's leading to the settlement of Yandaros, which is where the queen lives.
I think stepping back up to the group from wherever she's been lurking in the crowd. We need to move now if we're going to get out of the city. Busiest gate, I think, would be our best bet.
All right.
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Spread out a bit, don't stay in a group. And she turns and heads back into the crowd.
Marley's following.
Are people currently rushing to get of the gates, or I'm assuming they're rushing in from the gates?
They're kind of rushing both ways. If it makes sense. Either trying to get into homes, get out of the way of guards. But yeah, it's difficult to tell if they're trying to get in or out. But you do know that getting in, Thistlehold has a toll, so that's something that they have to pay. So it's harder to get in than it is to get out.
Okay. And if there were a lot of people getting out, theoretically, it would be easier for us to blend in and get out. Well, it would be easier for them to blend in.
Yeah, you kind of tower 3 feet above the crowd.
Okay, then I'm going to make that worse. Utiar is going to start taking his mask off.
Yay!
Revealing his trollish features. And a giant corruption scab of feline fur on his cheek.
Oh, snap.
And he's going to take his big old giant stick that he has. And he's going to start screeching and start doing his troll singing. As he just goes like, as like loud as he can. Because he wants to scare all the peasants out so that his party can just get out with them.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
And I don't know, there's no such thing as double advantage, but I have 2 different features that give me a bonus against scaring humans.
So my question is, will that scare your party as well?
That's a good point, but it would still get them to go the direction I need them to go.
Perfect.
Out,
Roll
out, we
intimidate
must get out.
with advantage, and it will scare your party as well if they fail their. What is your saving throw for that?
I have to roll against their let's see. It's my intimidation check.
So like insight, I guess.
So
Yeah, what are we
it's-
what are we rolling against that?
Yeah. So I think
it actually doesn't
Hutier-
specify.
I think Hutier, roll your intimidate. Everyone else roll your insight. If it is lower than his intimidate, then yes. But Hutier, you are
Yes.
rolling with advantage. Everyone else is not.
Okay.
I got a 17.
I don't know how to make the advantage go away, so I'm just looking at the first one.
Am I good? Hold on, let me double check my character sheet.
I rolled 7. I'm
Dirty,
terrified.
dirty 20.
Nice.
Rolled a nat 1, which is fine because the best lies are rooted in truth. So
Question, Sam.
Yes.
Would you count this as a social situation of some kind?
What are you thinking?
So, at in terms of my merchant class, if an ally can see and hear me during a social situation, I can give them subtle signs to give them advantage on a insight check. So, is there any chance that Lo could be like, it's okay, he's on our side, like that sort of thing, and give some advantage?
I mean, advantage didn't do me much good.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you rule, but if your advantage scroll was higher,
My advantage roll was lower.
Oh no.
oh no. Alindra, did that work for you?
yeah, if I could roll, I
yeah,
can't
you
roll
can
worse.
That's true.
So if I could have that advantage, that'd be wonderful.
Yes, you can have the advantage because
Yes.
you're also the pupil.
18,
Hey!
a 14-point difference.
There you go.
Yeah, Marley's basically going, holy shit, and getting, like, she's going. She's in that crowd. She's going out that gate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or Hutier.
If it's any consolation, he's like Sina Praja, which just means like you're gonna be okay. It's fine. But
It sounds intimidating.
it sounds very intimidating. It doesn't help that it's like a very guttural, angry music.
You basically just shouted "I love you" in German to someone that doesn't speak German.
Right, exactly. It doesn't help.
Perfect. So, you see Hutier standing in the middle of this crowd. People are running away from him as fast as they can, tripping in the mud, rain falling down upon him. As he sings this deep guttural song that seems to be accentuated by the footfalls of people running through the mud, almost like a drum beat of sorts, to the rain that's falling down on the wooden buildings. Leaving behind this companion you just met to race out of the east gate. Blending in with the crowd, able to sort of push and shove your way out with everyone else that is trying to escape Hutier.
When trolls attack.
But Hutier, you find yourself without friend in a city that thinks that you are a monster.
That's not exactly abnormal, so I guess that's just what we're doing.
Oh, buddy.
But all the friends got out, right?
All the friends got out.
Okay, so I'm gonna start making my own way out using my method of doing my free illusions of changing things, making walls where there aren't actually walls, and attempting to maneuver my way out.
Roll survival.
Survival? Could I possibly make that deception because I'm trying to deceive them?
Roll deception.
Oh, bud.
I'm gonna use my hero point
Yeah! Oh my gosh!
because
Okay.
that was a hero. Oh, I only got a 10. Come on.
No.
No.
It's not really heroic if you don't sacrifice yourself, right?
So we were talking about backup characters.
Stop!
You still could make it out. So, Hutiri, you don't know this town as well.
I don't. They don't let me in this town.
You came here for the promise of coin, and hopefully you will be leaving here with that coin. But as you are running to the town, you thought you knew where the east gate was, but you lose sight of it as you are running through alleyways. This is not a grid pattern sort of city. It is confusing as heck. And as you're like putting up your own walls, your own illusions, you find yourself even more lost. And you turn a corner and there are 2 guards standing there. They already have crossbows up and they whip around to look at you. Need you to roll initiative.
Okay, wow. Is there any way that my my animal got into the walls, or is it still stuck outside?
It is still stuck outside for now.
That makes sense. Okay, sorry, party. I tried.
Oh no.
You got us
Utiar
out.
tried very hard.
Okay. Oh, that was the card.
All right, so the first guard goes first. Then it is you, and then second guard. All right. The first guard, you see, it's hard to see any sort of distinguishing features in the rain, but her face is covered also by this big cowl. She seems more shocked than anything, and suddenly like pulls the trigger on her crossbow without even thinking it through. As your appearance just like surprises her. Well, and they rolled a nat 1, so in the shock as they fire this arrow, it goes wide and embeds in a signpost like 10 feet away from you with that sort of thunk sound of an arrow hitting wet wood as they rush to reload their crossbow. And it is now your turn.
What are they wearing? Are they like guards uniforms? Do they have is it like chain shirts and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to be mean, but I'm gonna have to. Hutiar is going to attempt to run past them with his 40 feet of movement as he moves faster than a normal human because of his long legs.
Mm-hmm.
And to them, he is going to sing a song of summer. He's going to sing a song that goes like, your skin is on fire, your skin is on fire, your skin. He's going to use heat metal on the person wearing a chain shirt, and he's going to turn their chain shirt into boiling metal.
Oh my gosh.
And I am going to use my 10 levels of not getting corruption to make myself not have to do a corruption roll for this terrible act of sin I'm doing.
Ooh.
And so there isn't a check for this. I'm sorry, he must succeed on a Constitution saving throw if they'd like to even attempt to take it off.
Dang.
All right.
But they're already going to start taking 2d8 fire now. If they don't, well, actually, right, because they can't take it off immediately. It's my turn, so
Mm-hmm.
right. So I'm gonna roll the 2d8. And they need a okay, so they take 13 fire damage, and to start taking it off, they need to do a 13 con save.
All right. So the first one had a 16.
I can only do it to
both of them?
one of them at a time.
All right. He rolled a 16.
Okay, so he can start taking his shirt off, or the chain shirt.
Perfect. He has to get his first layer of clothing off as you hear him begin to scream and smell that scent of burning flesh and hair as he is attempting to get this chain shirt off.
And before ending, since he's going to be trying to run past them, Hutiar is going to say in his trollish term, "First your skin and then your cities."
Ooh. Dang.
And that's my turn.
Wow.
All right. That was fantastic. The one he's going to use his full turn to take off the chain. I think that's all that he can do. As he's just struggling to get this chain shirt off, as it's also like burning his hands to lift it over his head, and to like throwing it onto the ground, as he allows like the rain to try and cool his burning flesh, but it only seems to be making it hurt even more.
For reference, in the book it says it takes 10 rounds to take off light armor.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
But if
Alright.
you want to say that it's
It takes
easier
a
for him to
minute
do
to take
that,
it off.
that is perfectly up to you.
Dang.
So he's just gonna be burning for a minute.
He's going to be cooking alive.
All right. We will pan away from him.
Please do.
attempting to take this off. But the other one with the crossbow is going to fire one more shot at your retreating back. Let's see here. And would be rolling with advantage.
Does he?
If it is against your back. Does a... I guess I have to roll with advantage. 20... Sorry. Alright, does a 20 hit?
Yep. Oof.
Okay, just a crossbow. As one... Let's see here, that is 1d8. Alright, 8 damage.
Oof.
As that
Well, that-
arrow just sort of embeds between your shoulder blades.
Ooh.
But you are doing a full retreat.
Yep, and concentrating. Oh, I have to roll concentration to make sure I don't lose the spell.
Yeah.
Let's make sure I don't lose the spell. I need to get a 4 or more. I did.
Oof. Thank goodness.
So yeah, I'm just doing a full retreat. I am running as fast as I can to meet up with my friends, and hopefully they got away. And this guy is going to continue to burn until I'm no longer able to focus, or I exit the range of sight.
All right. Question: if your back is towards him and you can't see him, but you can hear him, what is the range of sight?
I don't know if there's rules for running backwards. I think it's more malleable, but
Okay.
yeah. If you want to say that it ends earlier than that, that would be a great boon to Hutiar's conscience.
The guard's family.
Oh no.
It is difficult to know since you are running away, and
Mhm.
his screams sort of just like melt away, and the sound of the rain and all the other craziness that's going on.
Even though he believes the things that he says, that doesn't make it easier to take a human life, because he's not as callow as they are.
Well, your callow compatriots on the other side of the wall. You guys had ran out through this gate, and you see the forests of Davakar stretching out to the south, and then the road to the great city of Yandaros stretching out. People are sort of scattering, not really following the road to the next city, but just getting out of Thistlehold for now, as though waiting for the trouble to clear before going back in. You guys have no trouble getting out, but as you look around, you do notice that Henbane is not with you.
Henbane or Hutiar?
Henbane.
Oh.
So it's just Lo, Alendra, and Marley on the outside of the city of Thistlehold.
This has become quite the complication, hasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it has.
That was a troll. He was a troll. That was a troll.
Yes. It was very nice. He was very helpful. Are you
Made
okay?
sure we escaped.
Yes.
A little shocked. Just a little shocked.
I understand. 1 second.
And I'll just reach into my robes, and I imagine I pull out a little loaf of shokupan, just a little milk bread, just something that Lo like always keeps to calm nerves and whatnot. And just like, all right, so why don't you start nibbling on this a little bit? I'm sure, it's one of my shop's best sellers, Marley. It's nice and soft. It's almost buttery on the inside, but please.
I'm sure she recognizes this bread. So
Yes.
she'll thank you for it and take the distraction. She will take her emotional support bread.
Yes.
Roll Constitution roll, Marley.
Roll what?
Constitution.
Constitution saving roll.
Constitution saving roll.
Hey.
Eh. You're fine.
Okay.
But you do feel like your stomach sort of churning as you eat this bread. You had just been running, and you saw a troll. You saw death. It's definitely thick as you swallow it down, and doesn't provide you as much comfort as it used to do. But at least you're not throwing it back up.
It gives
Looking
her
at-
something to focus on. That's the important part.
Yeah.
Looking at Marley. This is your first adventure, right? You handled yourself well in there. Thank you for killing the guard that was holding me.
I didn't kill him.
Well, he certainly went down.
I just hit him with my hilt. That's Lo.
Yeah, yes. And Lo is gonna agree with Marley while also like just kind of giving certain eyes to Alindra just to be like, the subtle communication I'm trying to say is like maybe not right now. It's like, yeah, yes, of course, Marley. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Are you good, Marley?
Marley is now starting to question whether she hit the guard hard enough to actually kill him or not, even though she's fairly certain she didn't.
I'm gonna use my villain point. I had one more.
Break the baby. Break the baby.
Marley, as you are holding that bread and you're thinking about what Alindra had said, thanking you for killing that guard, you start to feel your hands beginning to tremble, that bile that you thought you had swallowed down coming back up, the bread no longer tasting sweet and buttery, but now tastes like grave dirt in your mouth. You just took a life. Maybe you did hit him hard enough to kill him. And your hands are now stained by this. I mean, you took action, you did what you needed to do, but could there have been some other way to do this? Your thoughts begin cycling and turning, panic creeping in. You are going to have...
We're puking.
Yep.
It's come back up.
You're also going to have the frightened condition.
Okay.
This is good. One. But you guys, Lo and Alindra see Marley just
Turn and just...
Lindra just kind of turns away from that, so she's not looking at Marley puking. So are we going to find the others, or do we head out on our own? What should be our play here?
Lo is going to be kind of like patting Marley on the back a little bit, just like trying to comfort just after, the reflex of vomiting. But he'll say,
yes, I think it would be prudent to connect with everyone. They are very capable. And it seems we'll need all the help we can get.
Well, they shouldn't be difficult to spot even in a crowd.
True.
They are quite big. But panning back over to Utiar running through the streets. You turn another corner. Roll me a survival.
$15.
Using that large beacon that is in the middle of Thistlehold as a reference point, you're finally able to gauge again like where the east gate was. And you turn a corner and you see Henbrain running in the same direction towards you.
What are you mad? Get out of here.
I think, is there like a side street or maybe like a side alley like right near us?
Yeah, Thistlehold is
Okay.
a ton of buildings with very thin alleyways. The question is, will you guys fit?
He's gonna try and like, I think he thinks he can fit. It's more getting at least like duck in for a little bit. So it's not necessarily a hiding thing in this scenario. He'll sort of like duck in, grabs Hudar, and like pulls him down. We need to find the others. Get the hell out of here. From now on, we are silent. Don't make a sound. And with the whopping one spell I know, since it's my inherent thing for being an Earth Genasi, I would like to cast Pass Without Trace inherently.
Yes.
He's like, let's move.
Hutiar does not debate whatsoever. There's a large man with 2 great axes. He does not care. He is following.
Perfect. Henbane, roll me a 1d20.
You got it. Oh god, that fell off the table. Not fantastic. Did you see Evan?
7. Hutiar, roll me perception. As Henbane grabs you and you guys begin rush sneaking out of the city, you do notice that the bare skin that you can see on him has discolored slightly. There's blemishes and what almost appears like to be rashes. His skin is red, almost angry looking. It hadn't been there before he cast the spell.
Oh no. So, as if, because I don't want to... He trusted me enough to use the spell and sacrifice a piece of his humanity for me. And because he said not to speak, I'm not going to betray that. But instead, Hutiar is going to take off one of the gloves that he was given and place that bare hand over the angry-looking skin to cool it with his thin fingers. And he's going to sort of put the, in front of him, he's going to try to give the left hand back. And then take his gloved hand and his ungloved hand and put them together to sort of imply that, now it's a pairing. It will find each other if we're separated.
Yes.
He doesn't
Till
turn...
death do us part.
Yes.
He doesn't necessarily turn back to acknowledge it, but you somehow, can see, that sort of nod. And we'll just keep moving.
Does he put on the glove?
Of course he does.
Oh! Sympathetic magic. We're bound now. That's how that works. All right, so Hutiar is going to blindingly trust this giant man with axes, who is the only person nearly as tall as him in this town.
So is this a stealth thing? Are we rolling stealth now?
Roll stealth with advantage.
Yeah, I get advantage. That's a fun time. With advantage, Sam, and Pass Without Trace, that is a 32.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
There you go.
Nice.
So Pass Without Trace gives us a +1 or
No,
plus
gives
10.
Plus 10, yeah.
Okay, so I have a 30.
Oh my gosh.
So,
You'd be stealthy.
Henry, describe this. Describe how you and Hutiar are able to get out of the city.
So I like to think, just because of, oh man, they can't really take too many side streets just because of their sheer size. So I like to think, in this sense, with the magic, the magic sort of makes them blend in with anything in their surroundings just enough that people just kind of go, huh, and then just kind of ignore them as they move throughout the city. They're able to like sneak out of the gates. And is probably going to look for is going to go look for an old man named Lo, as close to the outskirts of the city as he can.
Perfect. And you guys were just about to head inside, as I guess would they notice you? Probably not. All three of you roll perception, real quick. I know you're gonna say it, but
Try and beat a 32 or 30.
yeah.
No. So that was a good. I just used that good roll. Though I don't think we were heading back inside town to look for them. I think we were looking for them in the crowds that were moving outside. That's the impression I got.
All right. So yeah, Hinbane and Hutiar, you see what seems to be Lotsu, Melindre, and sorry, I'm butchering everyone's names right now. Marley and Alindra. Mind your guys' name.
We are one now.
One.
We've been bonded by violence.
You can see them, but they can't see you.
I can use Whisper on Alindra because I like Alindra of that group. She's the one that seems, I don't want to say competent, but I'm going to say competent. So Hutiar is going to whisper, being like, we're leaving town, and you should get the fuck out of town.
That was the plan. We were waiting on you.
It was my fault.
You got us out of there. That's what matters.
All right, so I guess we all, I guess they turn back.
Yeah. Which way are you guys heading?
Still the same direction. We'll have to go around the city, but...
All right. The plan is to go around the city, get a boat in the city of Quran, and sail up to the ruins still.
Do we see Hutiar and Henbane each with a glove now?
I like to imagine you, because like they're necessarily trying to hide that fact. At least not on Henbane's end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so you guys have made yourself seen, and you just see a glove on Hutiar's hand, a bare hand, and a glove on Henbane's hand, and a bare hand.
Marley is far too distracted in her own thoughts to be noticing any of that.
Alindra leans over to Lo. Seems like we missed a lot.
Yes. You know, I felt like that once upon a time. I'm jealous.
Well, we have a long road ahead of us. You can tell us all the story.
I would love to.
And I think that is a perfect note to end this evening. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we are out of Thistlehold. Yay, guys, you did it.
Yeah!
We made it out of the starting tavern.
Yes!
We still gotta go into the forest. Or we're just gonna go do something else.
Fine.
Right? Because we have a new ship to build. Oh gosh, I'm so excited. This was great. So again, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you to our amazing cast. If you like what we do, you can join our Discord at the button in the description. It's where we post our monthly casting calls, schedules, and just where we generally hang out and be giant nerds. We love you to come. We would love for you to get, okay, we love you. That's it. But we'd also love for you guys to come and hang out and roll some dice with us. And then once more, I'd just like to go around and give everyone a chance to tell you all who they are, where we can find you guys, and what you guys are doing, something cool that's coming up for y'all. Let's see, and we are going to start in the same order with Matt.
Awesome. I'm Matt. I have been low this evening, and you can find me everywhere as Improv and RPG. And you'll see me again on this channel on Friday with some Avatar Legends. So I hope I'll catch y'all there. Thank you so much.
I'm so good for Avatar, Anna.
That is me. I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter and most other social media at Archival Dust Bun. I stay fairly busy, though July is a lot of pre-recorded stuff, so you won't see me popping up quite as often. But Tuesday nights you can find me over on Ballad of the Seven Dice with Nostradamus Core Phantom Ice. That is our Lancer mini-series. I play a pilot named Glow, and her mech Boiling Point. I am often on fire, most of the time on purpose. And it's a toss-up whether or not I blow myself up, because reactor stress is a resource. So if you want to see whether or not I blow myself up before the end of the campaign, come check it out. Sunday, you can find me on Thorny Dryad's channel with U-Force Inheritance, our Max actual play. I play a protege with far too much responsibility on her shoulders. We have a wonderful cast and a really wonderful guest right now, Bitterthorn Danny, brought an amazing, I don't know if you can describe it any other way than himbo character. So if you like teen drama, trauma, and romance in your superhero stories, check us out. Every other Saturday, of course, you can catch us here with Fabula Ultima. I play Cadence the Time Assassin. Hoop has been traumatizing us over there. We are in my home city, and he has not made it easy. If you like Lancer, check out Response Team Omnicron, our Lancer actual play podcast, following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We've been described as if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue. So if any of that sounds interesting, you can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at RT Omnicron. If you like Digimon, check out Emergent Code, our queer and trans-led Animon story podcast, taking cues from Digimon Tamers and Digimon Survive. We have a few episodes out, and you can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at Emergent Code Pod. And then, of course, keep an eye out for Bloom and Blight, our upcoming Girl by Moonlight podcast with some really wonderful people on the cast there. We're currently editing the premiere. It'll be out very, very soon. So check out at Bloom and Blight on Twitter. And just keep an eye out for that premiere.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Mar. You have to follow that up.
I am Mir. I played Marley, who is starting her journey of being traumatized. You can find me on the internet at Mir Draws on Twitter and Instagram. You will also find me here on this channel on Thursday for a game of Cult, where I will be in for more emotional character trauma. And obviously back here for part 2 in a week, 2 weeks, whatever it was. It's on the schedule. It'll be announced. Whatever. Yeah, that's me.
Perfect. And Spencer.
Yeah. I am Spencer at SpencerDVA on Twitter. Yeah, I played Henbane, our apparently very brutal in combat Genasi warrior. And man, I am going to be a busy fella next week on this very channel where I come back for part 2 of this game. And then next Tuesday, I'll be running a Noir World one-shot. And then next Thursday, on the 13th, I'll be playing in a game of Delta Green, run by Doc Rimbo, and it's going to be a real fun time. I'm excited.
Super fun. And I'm in both of those games with you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look at that.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Last but not least, our troll, Hootia.
Hi, I'm Cliff, he, him. I played the troll Hutiar, and who is going through some things as he tries to bring his spiritual ideas of idealism and feelings into a world that is a lot colder and violent when humans are around. You can't find me anywhere, and I don't do anything. So thank you for having me.
All right. Cliff is a liar. If you're in the Baltimore area, so I'm going to help you with your outro. Make sure you check out the Anarch LARP that Cliff runs on the last Saturday of every month. He is the AST for that. And you could also find me there. That's pretty cool. But I am Sam, she, they. You can find me at Sammy Scribbles on Twitter, where I review TTRPGs and don't post that much anymore, but gonna start. I'm coming back. But other than that, I'm gonna just be hanging out on this channel. I love these people here. They are fantastic. Make sure that you join the Discord so that you can see the schedule that we have up on there. We have Cult on the 6th, and then Avatar Legends on the 7th, and then Nova on the 8th, all coming up. So you'll see these wonderful people back there. Other than that, we are going to be rating queue times. So make sure you hop over there, give them some love and support. And we are super excited to be back with part 2 on the 10th. So thanks for joining us. I'm excited to see what happens with this lovely cast next week. So tune in again. But other than that, have an amazing night. Get your sleep, hydrate, and good night.